Hello and welcome. My name is Hart, and today I am playing a little bit of DLC Quest while I review Princess Bride. I chose DLC Quest simply because in the first half of the game you kind of rescue a princess. Sadly, I'm playing the second half of the game, but it's a fun game nonetheless. I would recommend playing it if you haven't played it already. It's relatively short and easy to play. There's links in the description below to the website and the guy who did the music for the game. Go ahead and check him out. So, Princess Bride, it's nearly 30 years old at this point. It came out in 1987, but I feel like it still holds up today. It's still one of my, probably like top 30 movies. Never really made a list, but it's definitely a favorite of mine. I've seen it many times. I don't even know how many times I've watched this movie, but it's just wonderful. The story is completely wonderful. The acting is decent enough. It's not top tier, sure, but they all do a wonderful job. It stars a very underrated actor, I feel, Cary Elwes. You may have seen him in movies like Twister and Saw for more recent movies. Another one which I will one day get around to reviewing is Robin Hood Men in Tights by the great Mel Brooks. Love that movie too. But on topic, we have Cary Elwes as the lead alongside Robin Wright in, I believe, one of her earliest roles. You have people like Mandy Patinkin, Wallace Shawn. It even stars Andre the Giant, and I was surprised by his acting capabilities. He wasn't entirely terrible for what he was meant to do in the movie. I thought he did a wonderful job. It's surprising how good he actually was in his role in this movie. But it's a very family-friendly movie. There's not really anything that I would consider not family-friendly, not child-friendly. Sure, there's, some fighting and there's blood at one point or another, but not gratuitous amounts of it or anything. I would definitely recommend this to any family. Let your kids watch it, and I'm sure they'll fall in love with it like I did, like a lot of people did. I don't know what else I can say. Just, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you have seen it, go watch it again. It's a wonderful movie. So I'm probably going to cut off here, and thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave comments below. Let me know what you think of the movie. Let me know if there's another movie you want me to review. And hit that like button, subscribe button if you want. And I will leave off here and get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie for some reason and you don't want to know anything more about the movie specifically, go ahead, turn off the video. You can always come back later. For those of you who stick around, well, main reasons that I love this movie. The sword fight between Cary Elwes and Mandy Patinkin is just wonderful. It's phenomenal. The choreography in it is so smooth, I feel. It's amazing what these people can do. I've never, handled a sword realistically, but it always just amazes me when you see two people get into a really smooth, serious sword fight. The fire swamps, I adore the cheesiness of it. The flame spurts are well done. The lightning sand was wonderful. It lived up to its name, Most times you see quicksand and it's slow and they're like, oh my god, help me. But lightning sand, it just gone. Loved it. And even the rodents of unusual size. Now, it is an 80s movie. The graphics aren't, up to our standards nowadays, and it's quite obviously a dude in a giant rat costume, but I still love it. It's still, it's something about the movies from this time period that just really get me. I love seeing cheesy graphics. People today try to do that sometimes, and it comes off as forced, whereas this is honest. This is what they had to work with. They didn't have the budgets and things that we have nowadays. So I don't know. I love it. Billy Crystal's part in the movie was just great. I read online that apparently both him and Carol Kane actually ended up ad-libbing most of their lines. And I really like it when you're able to get an actor that is just so on point that they can roll with a scene and not have to follow the script precisely. It just, sometimes you can get so many better parts than you could ever write when you have an actor that is good enough to do that. And I think one of my most favorite parts in the whole movie is the part that takes place between Mandy Patinkin and Andre the Giant relatively early when you first meet them. And Mandy's trying to sort of console Andre the Giant without really just going pat on the back, there, big fella. And he gets him rhyming with him. You know, Mandy Patinkin's character says a line, Andre's character says another line and tries to rhyme it. And it's just hilarious because you get to see each character without having them beat you over the head with exposition. You don't have the characters being like, look, I'm a good person and that guy's a bad person. The interaction alone tells you everything you need to know about each of the three characters in that group. Mandy's that good-hearted guy who tries to console Andre the Giant, who might be a little bit slow, might be a little bit of an outcast. And then you have Wallace Shawn's character, who is the lead, and he just hates the fact that they're showing camaraderie. You know, he's the boss, do as he says or I'll throw you off the boat, basically. And it's just, it's wonderful. I can't say anything else about the movie. I want to be unbiased and look at it from, you know, an objective point of view, but even when I try to do that, I just see the movie as the whole thing, and I fall in love with it all over again. Even the parts outside of the actual story where you have Peter Falk and Fred Savage, the interaction between them is still somewhat realistic. It didn't feel like either part was really forced. Peter Falk came across very well as that sort of goofy grandfather character who's just there to read his grandson a story. And Fred Savage, even at his age in the movie, you know, just a kid, still came across as mostly sincere. It didn't feel like it was bad acting, which is kind of commonplace for a lot of younger actors sometimes. It's just, start to finish, this movie is great. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, go check it out. If you have seen it, go watch it again. It's a wonderful movie. Is it the best movie ever? No, of course not. I don't know what the best movie ever is, and everybody's opinion on that would be different. But it's still definitely worth watching. And I think I'll probably just leave off here. I could rant again and again and keep repeating myself, but I'll save you the trouble. So again, you know, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Did you agree, disagree? Let me know if there's a movie you want me to review, if you want to hear my thoughts on something. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that's it. Have a good one.